Good evening, everyone. Welcome to DeviantART Podcast. We are your hosts today, the DeviantART Podcasters. You can find us, or our podcasts, at DeviantARTPodcast.com. I'm wondering if you get the picture this is DeviantART Podcast, because I'm laying it on a little thick here. Woo! So, welcome to another show. We are, of course, typically we go through and we find an artist. We get their permission to talk about them, and then, of course, we highlight their art. We've got myself, Josh Butterfield, in the studio today.
Chris Hoffman. Hoffmangler on DA.
Jeremy Gates, Steampunk 38.
The coolest of the steampunk gang.
Well, thank you.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, and of course I don't have really, I'm Joshua BSLC, but you don't need to look. So we're here to talk today about an artist who calls himself Ram, and this is a great artist. And the reason we really liked Ram's work is this is the evolution, and you can see the timeline of a good artist becoming great.
So Robert A.
Marzullo. And if we pronounce that wrong, please accept our apologies. But some really fantastic art. We're going to focus on three ones that we saw. And again, we want to emphasize this is a good artist who's really come into his own. You can see here, if you look kind of in the middle of the page here, newest deviations, breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
There are no words. This is just really, really good. And let's start at the beginning.
And cool here. So
cool
the way that I found his stuff is finding YouTube videos that he does for people to show how he does his artwork. So, but we went back into his gallery and found an early work that we really like. It's a super cool Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got the cool woven, or not the woven, but the banded webs. He's the iconic Spider-Man mid web sling. Looks good. He's got the dark city background there. Very stylized. A lot of great things about this. And
his notes all say that it's all done in Photoshop on a Wacom tablet.
This was done in 11.
It says on here, yeah, it was
3 or so years ago.
Right.
Yeah,
something like that.
So now we liked this piece of art, and we obviously we wanted to find out a little bit more. So we read the notes, and he said, I just did this one up. I did it quick. I did it fast. I did it from the heart. I did it without really overthinking it. So this is almost like a stream of consciousness. I mean, if you're a writer, this is a stream of consciousness style of art. And I don't really want to focus on any of the elements down below. But if let's just scroll through really quickly and look at some of the comments here. Sure. Because you can kind of see.
He gets a lot of lots of super cool comments here. Cool Spider-Man, great job. Amazing work. He's responding to a lot of these. The parts that are critical, like
useful critique.
Useful critique. Yeah. What is the
constructive criticism?
Constructive criticism is that the perspective on the buildings is just a little bit off. They could be just into a 3-point perspective. Going down or going up, they wouldn't exactly look exactly like that. And his anatomy is good, but could use just a little bit of work. Those are the things that
we found
in the comments. But I mean, still, give me a break. Those while helpful, this is still a great Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
But then we move on into some more recent.
Yeah, let's check out the second Spider-Man.
A couple years.
Yeah.
So
then we've got this Spider-Man, which. Huge difference. But I mean, going from good to great.
Absolutely,
right?
And that's the distinction here. This is a
perspective
really,
on the
really
buildings looks way better.
The backgrounds are more subdued here, so that the character itself really, and you pointed this out earlier, but the background is a little bit more subdued. So Spider-Man it draws the eye more, like he stands out because he's active and he's super in the front, whereas the other stuff is kind of,
Well, I struggle. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, the other one, it's just muted because there's so much detail all the way around that you kind of lose what's going on. The perspective kind of gets lost.
Right.
I struggle with this when I draw my comic book characters. I struggle with these inner shadows. These shadows where the muscles are in here, where black is meeting black shadows are meeting against black shadows, so you have to have like these little feathers and whatnot to show the definition. This is a very Mark Bagley. He was one of my favorite Spider-Man artists for years and years and years. It's got a very much of his sort of a style to it, with the way the eyes are pointed and the webbing on here.
Wasn't it Liefeld that did the little ankles and the?
Yeah.
I saw a little element of that.
Oh yeah, there's a. I mean, this would be more what Rob Liefeld's artwork would look like if he spent some time practicing. You know what I mean?
So Liefeld, if you're watching, contact Ram. He has some great videos on the interwebs. So
good point.
Don't be shy. Reach out for help, because this Ram guy's got it figured out.
Maybe that is just the one thing that Rob Liefeld needs, is just some like encouragement, just some positive.
Liefeld, I take it back. You're a good guy.
You know what? The thing is, he makes so much money off of his drawings. What does he care? He's like, I know. I don't know why they keep paying me. Wouldn't you just keep drawing?
Yes, I would, Liefeld. I respect you, but we're not talking about you, Liefeld.
But
out, pal. We're talking about our friend Ram,
take your 501 jeans and shove them.
Yeah, and your super. You probably got a Lamborghini, pal. Stupid Lamborghini.
But you can tell what's really the perspective on this one. The thing that you can tell is this hand is for sure behind his head, which is for sure behind his shoulder, which is for sure behind this hand. Perfect. So good looking on the anatomy on this one. So
it's a huge improvement. That's the whole point. Is what we're talking about.
Right. And the funny thing is, he in his comments here, he said this is a speed drawing. So he did this one very, very quickly as well. But wow, I could not agonize over a drawing and create something this nice. So. Very impressive. I had some delicious, some steak. So if it seems, I'm just working through a few things. Don't worry about my steak, guys. Can I mention?
Yes.
It was so good.
So, but then when we go back, now this is actually a very recent one. Another Photoshop drawing here. Does he say this one's a speed?
He says work in progress.
Work in progress. So still working on it. But I mean, even the colors on this one, I mean, the colors on the Spider-Man one, this is what happens when you're in Photoshop. This always happens, the colors are too much. Always. This is just when you first start working with Photoshop, you'll start moving those sliders and you're like, wow, red! Look how red I can make this, But instead of Hulk here being green, he's green. He's the Hulk.
He's not beating you over the head with the fact that he's the Jolly Green Giant. He's kind of toned down the caricature of this caricature, and it's cool. It's a very respectable effort here, and again, good images up front. This is a great drawing here.
Well, you're starting to actually capture feeling.
Yeah, he's pissed.
As opposed to color. In that old one, it's color and lots of it, but you don't have the feeling. There's no emotion behind it. Just stunning color. Whereas now, the colors are a bit more mute, but it works because you're feeling Hulk as opposed to in-your-face color.
Yeah. You're going to see, like another, these posts, if you just see, like, the continuous improvement here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have his own comic book, or whatever it is he's trying to get out of this. It's going to be perfected.
Yeah, I agree. And again, let's not downplay the fact that this guy is not only a great artist, but he is willing to spend his time to walk you through some cool stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. In
which he can teach you how to be, if you're an up and coming artist, go out there. And our good friend Chris Hoffman here, Hoffmangler, has actually reached out and asked him a few questions regarding some specific brushes and palettes and whatnot, and.
Nice guy.
Nice guy.
We both work in Manga Studio when we're doing comics, and Manga Studio is so good at some things.
I like that you call it Manga Studio.
It's Manga. Yes,
so proper.
Manga Studio. Dezu. But the cool thing, it's so difficult to work with, even with a nice tablet. You know what I mean? I have a fairly nice tablet. It's supposed to be able to do a whole lot of different pen pressure, but getting those nice feather strokes like he had on those on the Spider-Man drawing is so difficult. And he has a whole YouTube video that talks about how he gets that, and he's actually the one specific thing that I was asking about. He's actually working on a video now, so
cool!
It's going to be super awesome. So you can go out and check his videos, but he's also his whole company is at Ramstudios1.com, and so he does graphic design, and this company does graphic design and other stuff. So people can come onto here and go to his Facebook page.
Maybe
if the internet is going on.
Crossing our fingers. Cross your fingers out there, folks.
All right, we're gonna come back onto the screen here. We're gonna vamp a little bit while the website is loading.
I don't even know what is.
You know when David Letterman is just making noises?
Oh.
That's called vamping. When he's just going, hee hee, like that, that's vamping.
Oh, I thought it meant like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
excuse me.
I want to talk about.
But see, they do autographics, screen printing, signs, vehicle wraps,
Cool, very
and whatnot.
cool stuff.
So
And he also does commissions. So,
Yep.
and let's go back over here because
I do the mouse.
Okay, go back to this page and no one has to get hurt. So if you scroll up, pretty please. If you look over again, I want to highlight these newest deviations here. I mean, this is the quality of stuff you can expect from one of these commissions. So, don't be shy. Reach out, support these local artists. This is a fellow American.
Mm-hmm.
So, nuclear bomb's about to go off here. I'm so breaking every fourth wall.
You're breaking fifth walls.
I'm breaking ninth wall over here. All right. Anyway, so again, just wanted to say thank you, Ram, for letting us go over your stuff, and hopefully you get you continue to get those good commissions that come in your neck of the woods.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, don't forget to follow us on all of the social medias. We're on the Twitters.
The Facebookers.
The Facebooks. Isn't that what they're called? The Facebooks. At Salt City Strangers. SaltCityStrangers.com and DeviantArtPodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Steampunk38, Joshua BSLC, and Huffmangler DA.
Until next time.
You know what we're going to do one of these times is we're going to have a video that's going to start showing the improving sign-offs as we do more of these. And you'll see how they get better over time.
See, you'll see how good video podcasters become great. Or in our case, ridiculously mediocre podcasters become... This is the time in podcast when we dance.